Hello and welcome to this short little video where we are going to look at some of the vocabulary that you can use to talk about finance. Okay, some of the words which come from the 1000 book, and we're going to focus on some vocabulary that you can use to talk about and write about finance. Our key word in this little video is the word budget. And we're going to have a look at how to use this word budget in a few moments. But first, let's have a look at some of the other words which we can take from the book to talk about and write about finance. Okay, so let's see what this says. Finance plays a critical role in shaping the economy through careful finance plays. What's happening here? Okay, so let's start here. Look. Finance plays a critical role in shaping the economy through careful analysis, assessment, and control of capital and cost. Financial institutions, such as banks, help manage cash flow, extend credit, and issue invoices to facilitate payment processes. Sound budget planning relies on accurate data and figures, guiding decisions that affect profit, loss, and overall return. Investment strategies must balance risk with potential growth, requiring thorough research and a deep understanding of the market situation. By developing a strong strategy and evaluating future prospects, individuals and businesses can enhance their financial health and long-term stability. So all of these words here can be used to talk about the topic of finance. Let's have a look now at our key word, which is the word budget. Okay? Now, if you look here, you can see all the frequently used verbs which come before the noun in a sentence, right? So that means that when we are using these words, budget will be the object of these verbs. So let's have a look at these verbs in more detail. We have or be on. Be on budget. We are on budget. That means you are not spending more money than your budget. Be on budget. Then we have cut, reduce, or increase. And then we have set, prepare, and approve. Manage, control, or allocate. Then we have go over, overspend, exceed, or run out of. So all of these verbs mean when you spend more than your budget. You are not on budget. Then we have spend and keep within budget. All right, now if we look here, we can see the most frequently used adjectives that we can use with the word budget in a sentence. So we have different time periods: annual, quarterly, half-yearly, and total. Then we have tight, shoestring, limited. We use these words when the budget is very small. When you have a small budget, you can say shoestring. And then we have a big budget. And here we have different kinds of budgets: departmental, advertising, marketing, training, entertainment, production, R&D, and IT. Now, when you're talking about what kind of budget, you need to use the preposition for here. And here in this column, we can see the verbs that we use after the noun in the sentence. So here, budget will be the subject of these verbs. Okay, so we have run out, and then we have run into, and then we have a number. Okay, so let's have a look at some example sentences. Look. I'm preparing my budget for next year now. So I'm preparing my budget for next year now. They cut departmental budgets in an effort to control spending. So we've got cut and then departmental. The IT budget for this company runs into millions of dollars. Okay, so here we've got IT, the adjective, the IT budget for this company, and then we've got runs into, and then we have a number, millions of dollars. Okay? And those are all the words, that is the keyword budget for talking about this topic of finance. Okay? All right, thank you for watching. Hello and welcome to this short little video where we're going to look at some of the keywords from the book 1000 Nouns, keywords from the book which we can use to talk about this topic of finance. And our keyword that we're going to look at today is this word investment. Investment. Okay, we're going to learn how to use this word investment. But before I show you how to use this word investment, I want to show you some of the other words that we can use from the book, other words that we can use for the same topic, talking about finance. Okay? So let's see what this says. Effective finance management begins with thorough analysis and assessment of a company's budget, costs, and available capital. Utilizing accurate data and financial figures, businesses work with banks to manage cash flow, secure credit, and process invoices and payments. A strong understanding of the economy and current market conditions helps shape sound investment decisions aimed at maximizing profit and minimizing loss. Every financial strategy must account for risk while keeping long-term growth and return in focus. Through constant monitoring and adjustment based on the financial situation, companies can improve their finance practices and expand their future prospects. So these are some of the other words which come from the book and which can be used to talk about finance. Okay, let's have a look at this word partnership for our keyword investment. Okay, and if you look here, you can see all the most frequent verbs that we use before investment in a sentence. So investment will be the object of these verbs, right? So we've got make, attract or encourage, recoup. Recoup. Recoup means to get, to regain, to recoup your investment. Then we've got need and require, protect, and increase. Very simple. Now here we have the most frequent adjectives that we use in a sentence before investment. So we've got substantial, massive, and major. These are the words that we use for a very, very big investment. Then we've got different times, long-term, mid-term, and short-term. Sound. Sound means solid, good, and positive. Total investment, additional, and initial. Initial means the first step. Then we have different types of investment. We've got capital, private, minimum, direct, and foreign investment. Now, when we're using investment and you want to focus on what kind of investment, you need to use the word in. Okay? So it's very easy to remember. Here we have in, and here we also have in. Investment in. Okay? And if you want to focus on the number, then you need to use the preposition of. Okay, now here we have some word partnerships with investment. We've got investment opportunity, investment strategy, investment fund. Okay, so these are all the other words that we can use together with investment. Let's have a look at some example sentences. Over the last few years, we have made massive investments in mainland China. Okay? All right, another example. This investment fund requires a minimum investment of 20,000. So we've got require, a minimum investment, then we've got of, and then we have a number, 20,000. Okay, and one more example. We hope we can attract more direct investment in the project. Okay, so here you can see how to use the word investment when you are writing or talking about the topic of finance. Okay, that's all for this little video. Thank you for watching.